Yes, sir. Order.
So Prakash,
Chandni,
what do you do?
నేను చిన్నగా ఉన్నప్పుడు నాకు స్వెట్టింగ్ ఎక్కువగా వచ్చేది. డాక్టర్ దగ్గరికి వెళ్ళినప్పుడు చెప్పారు ఇది హైపర్ హైడ్రోసిస్ అని. కానీ నాకు అది నిజంగా అంత పెద్ద సమస్యగా ఎప్పుడూ అనిపించలేదు. మా అమ్మ మాత్రం నన్ను ఫేస్ వైప్ చేయమని చెప్పడం మాత్రం ఆపలేదు. తను ఎప్పుడూ చెప్తూ ఉండేది నేను ఆ స్వెట్లో ఏడుస్తున్నట్లు కనిపిస్తాను అని.
Hey Chandni.
Hi ma'am, how was your weekend? Not in the office today?
Yeah, something came up. I was.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, please continue.
Ma'am, I was hoping we could talk about 106.4.
चांदनी यार, इस स्टेशन के इतिहास में तो तुम जैसी नहीं मिली. मैं पागल थोड़ा ना हूँ तुम्हें डिमोट करने वाली. वैसे भी तुम जानती हो कि 9 लाख हम सिर्फ 98 पे लगाते हैं.
And you know that I'll be happy with 5.
This conversation is over and you're on air in 2.
Namaste and welcome back to 98.4 FM It's Masala. You are listening to the voice of RJ Chandni Joshna this bright cold afternoon as 8 whole minutes have simply bolted past the 13 o'clock mark, and needless to say we have arrived to serve you the most delectable delights to ensure that your week goes ocean swimmingly. Speaking of nature, I just remember this one time when I went on this fascinating celebrity run.
என்னோட நாட்டை நான் ரொம்ப நேசிக்கிறேன். நான் வாழ்கிறதுக்கு மூச்சு காற்று எவ்வளோ முக்கியமோ அது போல தான் அந்த நாடு. இங்கே நிறைய மக்கள் இல்லை, இருக்கவங்க அவங்க வாழ்க்கையை முழுமையாக வாழலாம்.
Agent, when I said the DA Bureau needs a man in the dress, I meant they need the man now. Get out of there before they swallow you whole.
Who's they? Wait. Don't answer that. I can't hear you regardless. என்னதான் இங்கே இவ்வளோ மக்கள் இருந்தாலும் நான் தனிமையாக தான் உணர்றேன். என்னை இந்த நாட்டில் ஒருத்தனாக பார்க்கும்போது குணங்களுக்கு நடுவில் இருக்க மாதிரி தான் இருக்குது. நமக்குள்ள ஒரு நம்பிக்கை ஊன்றி இருக்கு. இதுக்கு முன்னாடி இங்கே வாழ்ந்த மக்களோட வாழ்க்கையை நம்ம வாழ மறுக்கிறோம். கொதிக்கிற தேநீரில் வந்து போகிற குமிழிகள் மாதிரி நம்மளும் வந்து போகிறோம். நான் ஒரு நியூக்ளியர் சயின்டிஸ்ட்டுங்கிறனாலையோ சீக்ரெட் ஏஜென்ட்டுங்கிறனாலையோ அந்த நம்பிக்கை மாற போகிறதில்ல. This one isn't so terrible, is it?
Yeah, I can do one side of the cube.
Oh well, you're almost there. At the tournaments you'll be attending soon enough. That's the hardest bit.
When I do the second part, the first one goes away. Only real geniuses can do more than one at one time.
Give me. I'll let you in on a little secret. There are only 2 real requirements that go into it. An assortment of deep-seated insecurities and arson into, sometimes literally, burn away in a reactor core. Real geniuses can do one side before the rest of us realize there's a cube in the room. One final thing. There won't always be light and there won't always be color. Learn to not need them. Okay?
Let's move. You have a long night of driving ahead of you. Don't lose your colors. White Honda unlocked.
எங்களுக்கு மேலே அதிகாரத்தில் இருக்கவன் தமிழ்லையும் பேச மாட்டான், நேரில் வந்தும் பேச மாட்டான். நாங்கள் ஹிந்திலையும் பேச மாட்டோம், பேசவும் விருப்பம் இல்லை. அதனால தான் ஆங்கிலத்தை எங்கள் பொது மொழியாக வச்சுருக்காங்க.
Oh, and Prakash, there's a suit in the back. Tonight, you are the government of India. Dress like it. Are you at the colony?
Just got here.
Your mission is simple. Look in the left pocket of the suit for 2 codes.
Why do you call it that? Why not a fallout shelter, like everyone else?
The suit? For starters, how about because the French seamstress Nehru's Department of Atomic Energy chairman originally commissioned from opened a garment house before the atom was discovered?
Not the suit, the Decay colony. You call it the Decay colony. Why not a fallout shelter?
Fallout is scary. No one wants things falling out of the sky. Not to mention the place isn't much of a shelter. Decay is exciting. Decay inspires hope and eagerness in the lead up to the incident. At least whatever kills them goes away after it decays, right?
What about all the people who live here?
Your mission is simple. First up, you're first left. Use the codes to defuse the two situations on opposite ends of the Decay colony.
So Prakash,
Chandni,
what do you do?
I have the most
just talk to
important
people
job
and
in
push
the world.
buttons and sometimes up.
What's up?
Like
Nothing
push-ups.
much.
I push buttons and also push up sometimes.
And why is that?
Oh,
I
couldn't
it makes me
say.
stronger. It gets me closer to deserving life's gifts.
You need to be strong to talk to people and push buttons.
I need to be strong because people depend on me.
Doesn't everyone
Need to be strong or depend on me.
push buttons and talk to people?
What?
Doesn't everyone push buttons and talk to people?
Yeah, 10 of the millennium I suppose. Not farmers.
Tractors come with plenty of them.
Did you know? You do this unbearably beautiful thing sometimes. When you use an arbitrary reference placeholder, usually a pronoun, and then assign it deliberately ambiguous framing such that its meaning becomes interpretative for a brief window of time, filled with immense joy.
Them?
Them, people to talk to, or farmers?
Neither actually. Buttons. Tractors come with plenty of buttons.
That's brilliant.
Sorry, go on.
I forgot what I was going to say.
Say something else. Say anything. And it won't make a bit of difference to me what it is.
The most important job in the world. What is it?
Farming?
You're a farmer?
No,
I don't think that would fit my stature. I just feel it's a job meant for more like service-oriented people.
Right. Makes total sense.
So you aren't a farmer, but you did just say that you have the most important job in the world. So be clear. Do you have the second most important job in the world? Or is your job most important and farming the second most important? Choose your next words carefully, Srimati. Not because it actually matters in any meaningful, real, pragmatic sense, but because governments and God deal exclusively in clarity.
Mom!
Green Bill, keep moving.
I've been through the DAE CBA Special Services priming. I think I know a lime alert when I hear one other.
Stop.
I'm sorry, boss. I didn't mean to.
You know, maybe if you had listened in that class, I wouldn't have had to remind you not to say my name. In fact, maybe if you listened in that class, I wouldn't have to stop what I was doing every third of a second to remind you to breathe.
I said I was sorry.
Open the box and wear the suit. And if you aren't at the box yet, move faster. You're the government of India. Act like it.
You know, you don't have to do that anymore.
Do what?
Pretend that you don't know whether or not I'm at the box yet.
Have you seen it yet?
Seen what?
Never mind. I was under the impression the boss left you a little gift in that room. I guess it's in the next.
You don't have one of those?
A gift?
A boss.
Everyone has a boss. And speaking truthfully, officer, it's a shame you are foolish enough to convince yourself of otherwise for a second. The system has a small discrepancy flagged for the second code terminal based on the data from your most recent physical health report. So you're just going to have to go through a minor standard verification procedure.
Got it. Where to?
Straight ahead.
That's the connect back to where you want me. Can't hurt to check out.
Straight ahead. A quick reminder, by the way, the mask is straight from the USSR, manufactured post-Chernobyl. Nothing better in the world if radiation is your enemy. So be careful with it in case of any physical altercations. Straight ahead.
It's dead end.
It shouldn't be. Let me double check that for you. No, it's perfect. Straight ahead.
There's a
Pile
pile
of coal? I know. We have talked about this. I always know. And you will walk into it and injure yourself.
No, I won't. You know what? I won't. I'll sit here and rot until the sun goes down, or until you tell me where to go.
Why rot? Try push-ups.
Why?
Because you will, inevitably, injure yourself nonetheless.
Ocean swimmingly. Speaking of nature, I just remember this one time when I went on this fascinating Save the Trace drive where they taught me and my comfortable travel mates all about just how much oxygen is a valuable resource in our modern day and age.
Great
And trees
bullshit
are just-
ramble subject pick. Keep at it.
Gosh, I guess what I'm trying to say is that trees are good and cutting trees is bad.
Nailed it. Radical. Revolutionary.
But my dear listener, a personal note from a conviction of my own, your energies may be better invested in energy. And by that, I mean taking active interest in understanding policy decisions that can go into deciding exactly where your electricity or petrol comes from and who is affected by it, and examining the media you consume critically.
We'll be taking an ad break and be back to you with our specially curated segments. Chatpat se on.
And now, for the Monday segment you have been eagerly waiting for, due to standard preponed guidelines and your good fortune, we are now bringing lucky callers and fans of the show on air for the Mirch Masala hot and spicy celebrity gossip of the week. Thank you so much for calling in, Vaishnav. And remember, Mirch Masala 98.4 is perpetually praying for your well-being. Before RJ Kirti takes over, we have our final caller for the day. Yes, sir? What's your good name?
Hello?
Hello, little one. How are you? And what good deeds could you have done to deserve your sweet presence today?
My father keeps burning the cigarettes and is away at work. My mother says that he'll die soon.
Does she know you're here?
No. Oh, and his voice. He's always breathing and coughing and
Do you have anyone
choking.
around you who you think
What's going on? तेरे बाप का स्टेशन नहीं है, तुम वो बोलोगी जो लोग सुनना चाहते हैं, क्योंकि रात को रोटी खाना।
Just stay out of the smoke, kid. And remember that Mitch Masala 98.4 is perpetually praying for your well-being.
No, you keep misunderstanding. It's a radio station and I'm always trying my best
Interesting. Have you considered podcasting? Much more modern, growing audience, more money.
Is everything newer better?
Well, no, but it wouldn't hurt you to take some sort of ever-present decay into account.
Admitting you're wrong. I'll take that as my only win tonight.
I don't need
In
your...
your line of work, do you always support what's better for the people?
If I could get into specifics about my line of work, I wouldn't be making the lakhs of rupees that will eventually feed our child.
Wouldn't it?
Someone has to, and we both know you aren't.
You
Maybe
should
just go now.
probably leave.
I'll be there
join
in a
you
minute.
while.
என்னை சுற்றி எல்லாம் அமைதியாக இருக்குது. என்னோடய கேள்விகளுக்கெல்லாம் பதில் சொல்ல நான் மட்டும்தான் இருக்கேன். இந்த மாதிரி நேரத்தில் எனக்கு பிப்ரவரி தான் ஞாபகத்துக்கு வருது.
Prakash, what will you do with all that strength? Will the earth one day yield if you push against it hard enough?
Huh?
Oh, it wasn't my only win tonight. What I told you, I mean, sorry to do the thing.
Sorry? Have you been speaking to me?
No, just mumbling to myself.
We're almost through. This is the end.
What happens at the one?
The usual. You push the buttons and then you forget about it.
Good.
You know, it wasn't for nothing. I hope you don't leave this thinking I'm needlessly cruel.
What could all this pain possibly be worth?
The thing about the line between a brave display of strength and the noble acceptance of pain is is that...
Your voice cut out.
No, I didn't. That's just the thing about the line. It doesn't exist.
So you are needlessly cruel.
Well, if I'm honest, that's the reason we are told to give you. The actual reason you incapacitated yourself is so that you become unable to run.
Why would I ever need to run?
Because the gas is just so goddamn cheap. When you don't have to constantly pretend you give a shit about disposing nuclear waste or planting trees or whatever else the upper middle class virgins locked up in D-tier university libraries can come up with to help them sleep at night. You will need to run very, very soon because the gas is just so goddamn cheap when you buy it from the people who don't care which gutter in the ground it comes from. People who don't mind putting up a billboard or two for your campaign when it matters. People who can afford a suit. Because when the pen strikes the ballot, the only thing that the people you care so much about remember is what they had to pay for petrol yesterday and that godforsaken billboard.
You still have me and the media to stop you. What case could you possibly make?
Hypothetically, if we hadn't bought it out, tomorrow's front page would have been obliterated reactor, a result of major administration failure in upholding safety standards. Of course, they would have been wrong about that too. There was no failure. The mission to melt the core down has been perfectly successful, despite your lack of clarity. So successful, in fact, that we may expect a historical coal contract by the end of the week. Anyway, you won't be around for that. Rather impolite of me to even mention. Back to the news. Someone might have cared about that headline until they actually would have begun to read the article and come to discover that it wasn't a normal reactor, but a nuclear one, which, as is common knowledge, explode and kill people all the time, making them evil. So, in truth, for either you or the media, I don't feel the need to make any case. And what's most satisfying about that feeling is that it won't make a bit of a difference to the outcome. Do you know why, Prakash?
In truth. What semblance of truth?
Do you know why, Prakash?
Why?
Because you will, inevitably, enter that code nonetheless. Oh, and Prakash, the government of India is perpetually praying for you.